Inner Voice, a heartfelt chat with Dr. Foojan.
What if your emotional life didn't have to feel like a constant reaction or a constant recovery? Welcome to the International Awareness Integration Institute Virtual Clinic, a global online clinic offering psychotherapy, coaching, integrative well-being services, and mind-body practices, all in one place. At International Awareness Integration Institute, we don't just talk about change, we train it. Our work is guided by awareness integration theory, an evidence-based psychological and educational model designed to reduce anxiety and depression patterns, strengthen emotional regulation, and help you build a life that feels meaningful, steady, and fulfilling. Whether you're navigating stress, relationship strain, burnout, life transitions, trauma symptoms, or simply the feeling that you've outgrown your old life, you'll find a clear path forward here, supported by licensed professionals and expert practitioners. If you're ready to feel better, think clearer, and live fully, join the International Awareness Integration Institute Virtual Clinic today. Visit awarenessintegration.com and book your first session or join our membership.
Here we are, some of us in our 30s for the first time because we devoted a lot of time into self-development. We went to school, we're educated, we have a job that we love. And now all of a sudden we are put in this space of so many changes. Physical, emotional, mental, and the support system is just not there. And that's exactly what I experienced as a young 32-year-old. When I had my first child, I felt like I was thrown into the ring and I had to figure it out on my own. What am I doing here? And it felt a little bit disrespectful to the mom. Like, I'm supposed to know everything. I have no idea what I'm doing. So you're very much feeling insecure. You're feeling very lonely. You're feeling like you can't complain because it's guilt and shame. And you're supposed to know what to do. Men think we're built in with this AI motherhood tool inside us that we just know everything right away. It's not the case anymore.
Introducing a powerful new update from the Foojan app. Now with flexible subscription plans to fit your journey monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Our new AI-driven onboarding customizes your path to feeling better, faster, and enjoy a refreshed experience with stunning 3D interactive videos. Update now. Empower your inner voice with Foojan. Download today. If you've been doing your best, but still feel stuck in anxiety, relationship stress, or the weight of old patterns, this is where things begin to shift. At the Awareness Integration Institute Virtual Clinic, we offer something different. We provide two pathways forward. In psychotherapy, our licensed clinicians help heal unresolved trauma, reduce anxiety and depression, and navigate life transitions. In coaching, our certified coaches help you build confidence, leadership, and relationship mastery, turning insight into decisive action. Both are guided by Dr. Foojan Zain's evidence-based awareness integration theory, a structured roadmap from awareness to integration to action. During our summit, save 25% on all services from March 22nd through 29th. Visit awarenessintegration.com to book your first session or request to be matched with the right provider.
Welcome to the Inner Voice, a heartfelt chat podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Foojan Zain. I'm a psychotherapist and author and the founder of the International Awareness Integration Institute. So today I will be talking with Irin Rubin. She is the founder of MamaZen, a mindfulness-based app supporting mothers through anxiety, overwhelm, and emotional burnout. After navigating her own postpartum challenges, Irin became passionate about helping moms feel calmer, more present, and emotionally supported in a stage of life that often lacks true care. Her work focuses on breaking generational cycles, regulating the nervous system, and helping mothers reconnect with themselves so that they can show up with more patience, love, and intention. Today, we will be sharing some great points from her book, the MamaZen parenting methods, 7 steps to stop yelling, calm yourself, and raise confident kids. We had a great conversation and a lot of great tips that she offers about, new mothers and what they can do in order to first take care of themselves, and then having to be able to take care of the most wonderful being that they brought into this world. Now, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and YouTube channel and connect with me through my website, foojanzane.com. Also, go to the International Awareness Integration Institute through awarenessintegration.com. We have an amazing virtual platform for you to be able to have psychotherapy, coaching, mind and body practices to calm your system down, functional medicine, and seminars, workshops. And this is a beautiful platform where first in its kind, and that offers mind and body and all that you need to be able to take care of your mental well-being. And it all takes all of these pieces for you to feel fulfilled in life. So be sure to go there, go to Foojan app, and also talk to Mira, which is the AI chatbot created for you to be able to give you a lot of amazing skills. And you can have a conversation with Mira and go through guided journaling in Foojan app. Now, share your thoughts with me. I love to hear from you. And without further ado, here's Irin Rubin.
Listen up if you want to promote your personal growth and self-awareness. I found the Foojan app last month and I have been absolutely loving it. I personally have never learned guided meditation, but thanks to this app, I now have learned incredible tools for my own stress relief and emotional self-awareness. Not to mention, there are self-evaluation tools and professional coaching available to utilize however your journey to self-discovery takes you. Join Foojan today and redefine your life one step at a time.
Now, sometimes the mind understands, but the body still holds the stress. That's why the International Awareness Integration Institute Virtual Clinic offers mind-body services that help you regulate your nervous system, restore calm, and return to yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. Our reflective practices include guided mindfulness, breath work, yoga, and grounding exercises, and specifically curated to support emotional regulation and physiological calm. Our somatic integration practices are a refined body-led approach where healing begins with presence, working with breath, sensation, posture, and gentle movement so resilience becomes felt, not forced. And for those who want deeper whole person support, we offer functional well-being guidance, addressing the interplay between hormonal balance, digestion, sleep architecture, and lifestyle factors with a root cause holistic framework. This is not self-care as a luxury. This is self-regulation as a life skill and a pathway to fulfillment. Choose the support your body and life have been asking for. Visit awarenessintegration.com to join a weekly meditation, explore somatic healing, breathwork, yoga-inspired movement, or functional medicine services, and start feeling the difference.
So nice to have you with us, Irin Rubin, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm looking forward to discussing parenthood and motherhood and emotional regulation.
So tell me about yours. How the whole point of you getting here with a book, because this is my experience. So share with us.
So yeah, my experience started very rocky. So I was induced. I really wanted to have a natural birth, that was out the window very fast. And I realized that I don't have much control very quickly. My daughter had to stay in the hospital because of all the intervention I had during my delivery, that she had fever. So she had to be on antibiotics. So completely messed up my goals with breastfeeding. And after a week of being in the hospital, we went home and baby's colic. I'm recovering from the trauma I experienced. And it was just really, really hard. And I felt like every time I would go to see a doctor that they would treat me only on the physical aspect, but I really needed emotional support. and it was just not available. And 2 years later, here I am pregnant again, and all the PTSD from the first delivery comes back, and I feel like I'm alone. And when I share what I've been through or what I'm going through, everybody just tells me, well, that's normal. That's what mothers go through. So almost saying silently, just deal with it. So I had an easier delivery, which was great, but I went home with a colic baby that was crying for 8 hours a day now. So the first baby was crying for 3 hours a day. The second baby is crying for 8 hours a day. And I felt like I was starting to lose it. I became very irritable. There was a lot of snapping. I would wake up exhausted, feeling like I was burnt out. And I was trying to find a solution. So I started searching the internet, and all I could find was call a friend, take a bubble bath. And I was thinking to myself, this is ridiculous. So I go to my discharge paperwork from the hospital, and I'm looking for something for me. And all I could find was baby feeding schedules. How many hours the baby should be napping, sleeping, things like that. And I felt so alone in the process of healing.
Not seen.
And yeah, not seen. I started going to doctors, and everybody was just shrugging their shoulders, saying everything is normal, just go back to life. And I was thinking to myself, I don't have postpartum depression, but something doesn't feel right. And I feel like every mother that goes through the process of having a new baby is going through an emotional and mental process as well. And doctors don't have the time, and they're not trained to help us. So we are stuck. We're starting this cycle that's very negative, and there is no help. Nobody is throwing us a rope to save us. So we have to figure it out on our own. And while exercise and eating healthier can help alleviate a little bit, it's really deep work that we need to go through. And that's why I started MamaZen, because I saw the huge vacuum of the care we're getting was just not complete when it comes down to emotional regulation. And I really suffered because of it. And now I'm helping moms through MamaZen to really reconnect with themselves and find that inner peace and being calm and being able to notice when you're getting triggered, but also being able to control it. I think that's really, really important part of motherhood that we're not really talking about. And that's why I'm happy we're having this conversation.
Oh, absolutely. I can tell you, almost 10 of my clients, which I've worked with, which exactly the same. And some of the people had a very, very difficult, even pregnancy. So
yes.
In addition with what you were sharing, it would start like in the second trimester of all the hormones changing, your body changing, your identity, everything was changing. And exactly what you said, some of the doctors were like, well, it is what it is. It's hormones. Just hang in there. Just hang in there. Hang in there. And the concept of how to hang in there. Yes, I know I got to hang in there, but how do I hang in there? And one of the things, Irene, that I kept seeing, and I just want to check with you if that is also what your experience has been. Part of the difficulty that I was hearing was not accepting that I was going through something. And it was fighting with what was happening. And I know that it's not easy just to say it's normal, be with it. But how do I be with this, that it's a normal? But it's not my normal. I've never been this for you to call it normal. But it is a normal for this scenario that you're going through. So, but because I look at it as obviously uncomfortable, it feels like I'm out of control with my emotions, or even expressing my emotion or intensity of my emotion. If I've always experienced my emotion from, the intensity of 2 to 4, now every little thing I'm experiencing it 10, 12, 14 intensity. And so the way of being, which is first accepting what is, and then how do I calm myself down? How do I take care of myself? Share with me.
So, the way I see it is we are in a type of hypnosis throughout our childhood, and especially girls, that motherhood is bliss. And we don't know until we're there what exactly it feels like. So if you watch movies, baby is very quiet. You can move the baby from the car to their bed. Nothing is happening. There's no movie has a crying baby for hours and hours. So we're not aware. The villages are gone. Sometimes we don't see newborns until we become moms ourselves. So we have no idea. We're not exposed to the reality of how is it newborn crying. It's not even a regular cry of a child. It's a very different cry. And all of a sudden, we are dealing with healing. Some of us go through a C-section. Some of us just had a horrible experience at the hospital. And breastfeeding is not natural whatsoever. Everybody thinks that a mom should be breastfeeding for 1 year. It can be very painful. And we just don't know. So here we are, some of us in our 30s for the first time, because we devoted a lot of time into self-development. We went to school, we're educated, we have a job that we love. And now all of a sudden we are put in this space of so many changes, physical, emotional, mental, and the support system is just not there. And that's exactly what I experienced as a young 32-year-old. When I had my first child, I felt like I was thrown into the ring and I had to figure it out on my own. What am I doing here? And it felt a little bit disrespectful to the mom. Like, I'm supposed to know everything. I have no idea what I'm doing. So you're very much feeling insecure. You're feeling very lonely. You're feeling like you can't complain because it's guilt and shame. And you're supposed to know what to do. Men think we're built in with this AI motherhood tool inside us that we just know everything right away. It's not the case anymore. So here we are, left alone to figure this out. And there's a human being that's incapable of doing anything on their own that we need to take care of. And there are a lot of different layers to the newborn stage. There's a lot of discomfort. It's called the fourth trimester, and the baby is adjusting. So I didn't know that babies, even their vision, their eyes, their hands, there's no control over anything. So you have a little person, can't speak and can't express themselves besides the crying. And all of a sudden you have to know exactly what to do and nobody's there to help you. So we are hypnotized that we should know what we need to do, that we can do it because mom have done it for millions of years. But in my own little world, I don't really know what I'm doing. So there is a very strong negative association with not knowing what to do. As a millennial mom, as a Gen Z mom, we really like to know and be full hands-on. So we're not sharing with anybody that we don't know what we're doing. We're struggling on our own and we're scared to ask for help because if we ask for help, we're failing. And everybody on social media is doing so amazing around us that we feel like it's our own experience. We are the only ones struggling, but it's really not the case.
There's another element to what you also said that it just brought up for me, that even with people, I work with communities that their family members and their society is very tight. So the mother, the grandmother, they're all there too. What I've seen though is that because the technology has gone forward, because there's so much information about what to do and what not to do, and this is the way it should be with it, that even when we have the support of the village, most young mothers, they don't accept the accuracy of the support. And it's almost like if the mother or the grandmother are there and wanting to share, it's like, no, don't do it that way, because the latest science says that you should be with the baby this way. So if for example, the mother says, leave the baby be and let him cry. No, you can't do that. If so there's also this discrepancy, which is, you're absolutely right. I'm alone. I should know it. How come I know it? How come in, the social media, everybody is, doing everything great and I'm not? There must be something wrong with me. And even if when I want the help, then the help shows up and then I'm saying, no, it shouldn't be that way. And the anxiety is so high of the not knowing, but expecting to know, and the expectation of I should be perfect with everything that I do, because I'm responsible for this beautiful being that I brought into this world and I cannot mess up. And what do you think about that part of this dichotomy?
I think that we have to lower the guard and the expectation and be a little bit more in tune with our feminine side and take a breath and not, if the next hour doesn't go well, you're not ruining your child. This is a learning experience. It's okay for you to make mistakes. It's okay for you to try things and then decide they're not for you. It's okay for you to listen to the elderly, try it, or say, okay, I hear you. I will try a different way first. It's okay for you to communicate. You're not comfortable with doing something. That's totally fine. I think that we have to really, as mothers, step back and think, how do I want to do this? Do I want to be nerve-wracked every second of the day, and if something doesn't go my way, I explode? Or do I understand that this is a learning curve? It will take some time, but we will figure it out. I got this. I can do this. You have to be really thinking through what's your intention for the next day? Because it can go very, very negative, very, very fast, and things will not go your way. Or what I notice with kids is that you might figure it out for the next hour, and then all of a sudden the next 3 hours, it's like, oh my God, what I thought I knew is not it at all. It's just very unpredictable, and it's just not your fault that it's unpredictable. It is how it is. So I think it's important to know, it's not your fault if things are not perfectly aligning right now for you. That's totally fine. It's okay to try different things, and for whatever is working for your friends or whatever worked for your grandma, if it doesn't work for you, it's okay as well. It doesn't mean you're failing. It just means that whatever is working for you and your baby is just different. I think that the societal pressure that we need to do it all is hurting us very much. Don't try to be the superhero mom. Be the present mom. The mom that takes care of herself. The mom that takes breaks. That prioritizes herself and communicates it. I need an hour per day or an hour every 3 days to go do something for myself, and somebody needs to be here helping me with the baby. It's okay to discuss this during your baby shower. Hey, which one of you would like to help me during the first 2 weeks and just come so I can take a nice hot shower? I think it's important for us to talk about not just the birth plan. The postpartum plan is really, really important. I had no idea. So if somebody only told me, have a schedule for the postpartum period that people bring you food, like the meal train. Have people sign up for the meal train so they can just drop some food for you so you can have a nice warm meal for yourself. Those are things that we are not really thinking about when a mom is close to delivery. We're thinking about buying her like diapers and baby clothes. The mom will find the diapers she needs. She'll find the baby clothes. She needs some sort of care when she's really sleep deprived, when she is not, the breast milk is not coming easily, she's healing from a C-section. That's when we need to provide support for her.
Step up. What you say reminds me of, how in the fairy tales, there's everybody finds each other, and then it ends with the wedding night, which says happily ever after, right? And
Yes.
I think this is the same concept, which is just get
Yes.
through the pregnancy, and the minute the baby comes, it all's going to be joyous, and that's all going to be. And then people are not ready for the first 6 months or the year, that it is a beautiful being here, that every day is changing and your body's changing, your hormones are changing, and this concept of togetherness with, like you shared, a newness of everything being new, and everything you've ever heard of could possibly not work, and you're standing there,
Yes.
your baby's crying, and you're trying to calm your baby down, and you're doing everything that it's supposed to be doing, and it's not working, and you're still sitting with, now what?
Yes.
How can I soothe my baby? And how can I, with lack of sleep, how can I calm my inner system down? Now, you've called your program Zen Mama. Let me show the
MamaZen. Yes.
MamaZen. Yes, the MamaZen parenting method. So how come you chose this name for the MamaZen?
So my goal really with MamaZen is to help moms find Zen in their motherhood journey, because it is so important that we know how to calm ourselves down. Even before we have kids, we're not even aware we're in constant fight or flight mode. Everything is very high speed. We're overstimulated all the time. We're not really connecting with ourselves or nature or mindfulness or just taking breaks to rejuvenate ourselves. So our nervous system is already at very heightened levels of stress. Now we're pregnant, which brings a lot of emotional stress as well. And it's a very, very sensitive period. So combined with outside stress and that period, now you have the perfect storm for anxiety, very high levels of anxiety, which can cause postpartum depression later on. And we just don't really know how to self-regulate ourselves or how to notice when we're in this state, because we forgot what calm feels like. So through MamaZen, we're using very powerful modalities. We're using in each session mindfulness and cognitive hypnotherapy. And what we do is we help the mom first calm down and come out of that fight or flight mode. And then we go into the session itself, which we have sessions beginning in pregnancy all the way through adolescence, because motherhood changes all the time. When your kids go through different changes, you're dealing with different triggers. So we're helping moms to really, through very specific events that are happening with their child, to find still that calmness and the inner peace so you don't become reactive. That reactiveness is exhausting. It's causing us burnout. And that burnout is really making motherhood very, very difficult, because everybody else is coming to you for emotional regulation as well. And you're just not capable into helping anyone when you are not feeling well.
You're absolutely right that when our system is so hyper
Yes.
vigilant, let's say, and it's very understandable. Again, we have a being in our world that we're experienced as fully responsible.
Yes.
And we want everything to be perfect. Now, first mothers and first parents, I think they go through this a lot. And then the second and third one, it doesn't make it easier, because now not only you're dealing with a baby who their temperament might be completely different, their processes might be, the timing could be different, but also you're dealing with another child who's also needing your love and attention consistently. And at that point, which is how to regulate yourself and how to take care of yourself, which is important, becomes the most important factor. The sidebar on that is not just you and your child, but there's also, for people who are not single mothers, who's also, there's a mate. So
Yes.
now there's also those, the expectation that the mate might have, or the expectation that we might have from the mate. And the whole system changes, where before a child shows up in our family system, it's two people, two individuals, which, they can kind of figure out their life around each other, but they still have some privacy where they can be their own. And then suddenly this being shows up, which takes over the whole household, takes over the whole relationship. And there's also conflict a lot of times that gets created within the support system where, if we figure, okay, so it was about me getting pregnant and then having a child, and now attention needs to come here. And then there's a mate who's also in the part of this, and there's a lot of issues that shows up. I work with a lot of couples who conflict arises right at this time.
Yes.
There's a high level of expectation from the mother for the mate to be able, to come in to do something, and they're trying, and then they get, they feel frustrated, because they don't know what else to do and how to do it. And the fight's going on at this point about, which makes the mother sometimes feel more alone. But it also, the mate also might feel like, I give up, like whatever I do, there's an issue. So the concept of how to regulate myself helps with all of these relationships. And our baby, at such a young age, all they can experience from us is the intensity of our emotion. They don't know what to do with that emotion, but that's how they're connected to us, the intensity of the emotion. So however we cannot regulate and calm ourselves down, the same type of anxiety, fear, anger, frustration is transferred to the baby, which now they're going to cry more, they're going to react more, because they have they're experiencing all of this emotions, which they don't know how to release except crying and yelling and screaming.
Correct. So our nervous systems and our children's nervous systems, they are very connected, and it starts in pregnancy and it doesn't end after delivery. So they're like an extension of ours. We have the responsibility to be able to self-regulate so they are not in that storm of anxiety and rage and insecurity that you mentioned. A mom that says, my child is driving me crazy, or I really don't like being a mom, I hate it, my children are so demanding, has to really, really think deep into the way she's communicating with herself and how she's approaching motherhood, and to see where is this coming from. So if your child is triggering you, this might be actually a trigger that started in your childhood. Your parents said something to you, or were not really giving you what you needed, and now you're seeing the same pattern with your child and it's frustrating you. So you have to really focus on yourself. Where are these triggers are coming from? Why am I so flooded right now when my child is experiencing this behavior? Or the spouse is a very strong emotional imbalance sometimes. So you have to be very aware of who needs what, how much of it, because sometimes we feel so depleted. Everybody's just taking and taking and taking, and I don't have anything left. And it's very, very scary when that happens. I know, I was there and I experienced it, and I'm like, I just want to hide under a rock right now. I don't even want to be here because everybody's just taking from me. With a spouse or partner, you have to communicate when you are not flooded. You have to share how you feel and be open about it when you're on a date or you have a quiet moment and everybody feels calm. If you start yelling at your partner, and they will shut down immediately. They don't hear you at all when you're upset and angry. They go into this space of, I'm not here. And then you get even more frustrated. Are you even listening to me? Are you going to say anything? They are incapable. It's almost like their evolution was to watch the fire and make sure nobody's attacking us right now. And that's what they do. It's really weird behavior to us because we're so expressive and so emotional, and they're not giving us anything. So you have to really share how you feel and what your expectations are from a calm place. It's really hard sometimes, but it's the only way it goes through, because when you really think about it, they go into fight or flight also. So they can't hear you. They're flooded, they're feeling stressed out, they don't know what to do anymore. They don't hear you, and that's when it really gets annoying and you're even feeling worse. So please try not to say how you feel in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
With your children, you have to start doing things that calm your nervous system on a regular basis throughout the day. It's like training. The same way you train to run a marathon, you need to train your nervous system to feel calm again. And you know what? The more you train it, then your nervous system, it becomes familiar to it, this feeling of calmness. And all of a sudden it comes much faster and it's much easier to reconnect with that. So emotional regulation has to start now. Your children need to see you do it. They need to learn how to do it as well, because our parents didn't teach us. Our parents never said, I need 5-minute time out for myself because I'm about to scream my head off. No, they would just start screaming. Our parents never went and put cold water on their hands and said, I'm flooded. I don't want to continue the conversation right now because I'm so upset. They never communicated like that. So we don't know that there are ways to stop this. So you have to really find what's working for you. And our sessions on the MamaZen app actually are the fastest way to calm yourself right now and experience that feeling of calmness that is so, so important to have quality of life.
Yeah. One of the things that I've noticed with some of the people that I work with is that they won't even allow themselves, when the infant is sleeping, to take a nap with the infant. That's one of the things I say, just, it's okay. Your baby's sleeping, it's right there. You're safe. Just take a nap right there with them so that you can calm down your system. Or even when they have help, they have support, or their mate is there, or their mother is there. They're still like sitting there from the background and being anxious. So it's that times that they have actually in how to take those times and kind of disconnect, because they're trusting the environment that is safe. Now, how can I also disconnect and take care of my body and my psyche and calm myself down and rest in these momentums? And how you shared is like, be able to share what my needs are, and ask for help for those times. It's so important to be able to do that. The anxiety that shows up, as I call it again, it's normal for the state that we're being in. So if I can see that I can, yes, for a while, there's going to be overwhelm. And then how can I handle the overwhelm from a place of that the overwhelm is natural for what I'm going through? Because I think when we call it, we name it as there's something wrong, then we deal with it as if there's something wrong versus this is the way it's supposed to be. Let me just figure out how to be with what is supposed to be. And that I found that also this type of acceptance has created a little bit more resiliency, because you're not fighting two wars. You're just kind of dealing with what is and kind of surviving the moment. And then beyond the surviving, you can allow yourself to enjoy some of these moments that are there, versus not only you have to deal and handle every moment of this, you're also in your own mind are like having a fight about something shouldn't be, versus, well, it is. It's not that you're fighting with something it shouldn't be. It is. Now, how can I make the best of what is and move forward with this? So that really also has helped with some of the new mothers that are suffering.
I think that you mentioned sleep, and I think when they say sleep when the baby sleep is quite challenging sometimes. And the reason is we didn't sleep all night, and now it's 9 a.m. in the morning. It's very bright outside, and we're just not used to going and taking a nap at 9 a.m. in the morning. So it's really, really hard to make that adjustment to okay, right now I'm going to sleep and I will fall asleep immediately. So we created sessions that actually help you to get out of your mind and all those racing thoughts and actually being able to go back to sleep whenever you want to. I had huge struggle for a long time with being woken up in the middle of the night from deep sleep and then dealing with whatever my child needed and then being able to fall back asleep after I've been awake for 30 minutes to an hour. It's really, really challenging. And moms need to really have something that they can do, if it's listening to relaxing sounds of nature, music, doing a sleep session, and just being able to calm the racing thought. It's the racing thoughts that they're destroying those precious minutes that we get to fall asleep. It's so hard sometimes, and it's totally understandable why it is hard, because there's so many things we need to do. But the sleep is such an important part of the healing that, please, anybody listening right now that has a newborn, do your best to have someone available there to take care of the newborn, so you can get those precious minutes, and it adds up at the end of the day, and get the sleep. And yes, accept the fact that you need help. It's okay. We've done this with villages around us for a long, long time. We're not supposed to be alone in our house in four walls dealing with this. We're supposed to have people there helping us. So be okay with accepting help, which, by the way, I created a session for that because I know how hard it is to let go and how hard it is to feel like you're not capable of doing it and you need somebody else to come in and help you. That's not the case. It's just not okay for one person to do it all the time, 24/7. We were not meant to do it alone. So I hope that the listeners are accepting this, that it's okay to ask for help. It actually going to make you a better mom.
Yes, absolutely. All right, everyone, get this book, The MamaZen Parenting Method, 7 Steps to Stop Yelling, Calm Your Stress, and Raise Confident Kids, by Irin Rubin, the founder of the award-winning MamaZen app. Irin, anything we haven't shared that you want people to know?
I think it's important for people to know how to co-regulate with their children and to find tools that can help with, throughout toddlerhood or having kids in school that they get very emotional. Find the tools that work for you and your child together and do it together with them. There's a whole chapter about it in the book, because when you are regulated, they copy you right away. They start mirroring what you're doing, and that's how you teach them that skill. I think it's very important.
Beautiful. Where can people find you?
So if you go on the App Store and type in MAMAZEN, you'll get 7-day free trial, and you can try all the sessions on the app. It's open for everything, and you can use Sage, our emotional AI concierge. And on Amazon, you can buy the book. And if you prefer to just read and see the process I went through, the healing and overcoming these challenges that start very young, from a very young age, then you can buy it on Amazon.
Beautiful. Thank you for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you so much.
And for all of you who are out there, create an amazing life for yourself and everyone around you. And until next week, bye-bye.
Awareness, integration theory, certification programs. If you're a psychotherapist, clinician, or coach ready to elevate your impact, I invite you to become certified in the Awareness Integration Theory, AIT model. AIT is a structured, evidence-informed approach that strengthens emotional regulation, reduces anxiety and depression patterns, and helps clients create lasting change. Our training is practical, clear, and immediately usable in sessions, so you can work with more confidence and consistency. Join a global community of practitioners shaping the future of integrative mental health. Become AIT certified today. Visit awarenessintegration.com.